Hi guys, it's day 15. Um, I just wanted to talk about some of the stuff I said yesterday in my video. For a start, I got quite a few nice messages from people who've been really supportive, and all I have to say is I really want to thank you. For your understanding and your support. I've got nothing but gratitude for that because it's tough, and to know that other people kind of understand what I'm going through, it helps in a way. It's not nice that other people are suffering with the same things. Depression isn't nice. It's not a nice thing. But then I got to kind of wondering. I got a few messages from other friends they've had no kind of direct contact with depression other than through my experience, and they find it quite difficult to kind of relate to it because they've never kind of dealt with it before in any shape or form. And I can understand where they're coming from because part of me still doesn't really understand why I feel this way. I just want to talk a little bit today about what is depression. And obviously it's very dependent on the individual, I think, so I can only talk from my own personal experience. But I just want to clarify a few things. If you go by the textbook definition of depression, it's, sustained low mood, feelings of low self-worth, hopelessness, fatigue. You find yourself tired all the time. You don't find any enjoyment in anything that you do. You lose interest in all the things that you used to enjoy. And yeah, if you look at it on paper, I can tick every one of those straight away. But seeing it written down and hearing it spoken, it's not really the same as kind of like if I had a broken leg or a serious physical injury. That's something you can see. That's something it's like you can have a visceral connection to. So, and with things like that, there's evidence there to back it up. It's kind of like you can have X-rays, you can have diagnostic scans and tests, and blood tests can show up loads of things. Depression's really tough because there aren't any real kind of tests to say you're suffering with depression, this is what you have, this is exactly why you have it. There's nothing like that for depression. And I think that lack of visceral connection with it and being able to see it with your own two eyes and see the proof and see the evidence, it means it's hard to grasp as a concept because it is a hidden illness. It's very internal. It's going on up here, and I show outwardly sometimes how it makes me feel, but it's just kind of scratching the surface, really. And go further into it, like why do we suffer with depression? And the scary thing about that is nobody really knows for sure. There's lots of theories that it could be a genetic thing, could be passed down through generation to generation, could be a biochemical imbalance in your brain. It could be due to social circumstances. You could be living in an abusive relationship. You could, there's all sorts, and there's circumstantial depression. So there's things like bereavements and suffering injuries, and the list goes on. There's all lots of different types, and like I say, everybody's experience is personal to them. But ultimately, they don't know why we get depressed. And it's tough. It's tough to try and get that across to people that you really are suffering because there's nothing to back it up. There's no real evidence. It's taken me 2 years to get a diagnosis, really, and I've had multiple diagnoses in that time. Clinical depression, which has gone from moderate to severe quite quickly, treatment-resistant depression, imposter syndrome, complex PTSD. It's just the problem with diagnosing it is it's hit and miss. It's very hit and miss, and getting the right medication then, because medication does play a big part in treating mental illness. And I know a lot of people don't believe that or don't want to accept that medication may be necessary. I do believe it, and I was one of these people. I never wanted to be stuck on medication, but I do believe that medication plays an important role in stabilizing our mental health. It won't cure depression. There's no cure for depression, unfortunately, that they know of. Because how can you cure something that you don't really know why it's there in the first place? Even if it exists, it doesn't exist apart from in the mind of a patient. So yeah, I'm going to do a video about medication because I've struggled with it on and off for years. I just want to kind of, like I've said previously, I think it's got very negative kind of press and a lot of people are against it. And I just want to kind of do a video just talking about my own experience with medication, so I'll do that soon. But yeah, today I just wanted to kind of go over the finer points of depression and just explain that it's not an easy illness to categorize, it's not an easy illness to treat, it's not an easy illness to diagnose. It's very hit and miss. It's like some things will work, some things won't. Even when the things do work, they may not work for long term. You just don't know. Like, I don't know how I'm going to feel from day to day at the moment. And that's scary. It's terrifying. And, you know, I've been rock bottom a couple of times recently. I've had to be hospitalized because, yeah, it got so bad. This feeling of emptiness and hopelessness that I had just overwhelmed me. It was horrible. And I just didn't want to be around for that anymore. And I became suicidal, and I was hospitalised for treatment, and I guess it saved my life because I'm still here. And that's another thing I want to kind of address. It's when I was contemplating suicide, it wasn't an easy thing to think about. It wasn't something that I wanted to do. I don't want to. I'm terrified of dying. But it just got to the point where I couldn't handle my life anymore. I couldn't. It just hurt. You know, to wake up every day and just feel that emptiness inside and that hollowness and just not having the connections that I used to have to the world. And I just wanted that to end, you know, but I don't want to die. I don't want to kill myself. I just want that to stop. And sometimes it does. Sometimes it goes away. You know, I've had 2-3 months where I'm feeling fine. And then it just comes round again, and it's getting to the point where I'm expecting it, and I try and kind of manage it as much as I can, but it's tough, it really is. And I just want people to know that it's a real illness. It's not something I'm making up to get attention or to get out of going to work every day. I hate not being able to work, and over the years I've had so many periods of illness where I haven't been able to work, and it's kind of ruined my prospects, I guess. I haven't had any kind of real career. I've never believed I could have a career because I think, what's the point? You know, I'm going to have a job for 3 or 4 months and then I'm going to have a breakdown, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants to employ someone like that. That's my way I feel. I feel like I'm letting everyone down at work, like on my team, my boss, who've been amazingly supportive throughout all of this. But yeah, I'm not making this up, and I'm not trying to exaggerate it or try and get sympathy out of people. I don't want sympathy, you know. I don't deserve sympathy. I'm just struggling with an illness that's very real. I'm doing the best I can to deal with that, and also I want people to understand. I want people to know how it feels to go through something like this. And I know if you haven't experienced it firsthand, it's really difficult to kind of believe what I'm saying. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of do a quick video about just depression and the effect that it has. I mean, it's horrible. It really is. It's not good. And I just hope that people... Another reason I'm doing this video is just to try and raise awareness and end the stigma, because I think there is still a stigma, even to people who like feel that they can understand. There is still a stigma attached to mental illness, I think, and mental health. And it's still this unspoken thing that people don't want to deal with. And I wish it wasn't. I really do. So I'm hoping these videos can kind of help break down some barriers or something and get us talking more and more and more about this, because the more we know and the more we educate ourselves, the better we can kind of cope, I think, and the better we can help each other. So I'm going to leave it there, but I hope I've got a point across that I'm not doing this because I'm looking for something, or I'm trying to get validation from people. I just wanted to kind of make people understand that, you know, this is real. And it's real for a lot of people. I'm not unique at all. And what I'm going through is, you know, could be nothing compared to what other people are suffering with. So yeah, I think that we all need to get better at just talking to each other and being open, because if we can't start being open with each other, it's never going to change. And, you know, I can make a million videos and it won't matter. And I want this to matter, not just for me, but for everyone. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully, you know, you can think about that, or, you know, feel free to ignore me, I don't know. I just wanted to get that out there after yesterday. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks.